30th, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topics are pray for the health of former President Lee Teng-hui and warning on the suspicious packages from abroad. First, I want to talk about pray for the health of former President Lee Teng-hui. Today is the 174th day since former President Lee was hospitalized at Taipei Veteran General Hospital. 94-year-old Zheng Wenhui visited at the hospital for the second time at 11:30 a.m. today. Also, the pastor and family prayed for Lee Teng-hui in the war yesterday. Here are the latest developments. 8. Lee Teng-hui's family, who had not showed up for a long time, visited him at the hospital. Other than his wife, his daughter-in-law, Zhang Yueyun, also showed up yesterday. And talking about Lee Teng-hui's daughter-in-law, I want to share with you about his deceased son, Li Xianwen. His death has been always a big regret in Lee's life. Li Xianwen died of cancer in 1982 at the age of 32. That was 38 years ago. And the press at that time reported that Lee Teng-hui carried and hugged his son the entire way to the morgue because he did not want him to lie in a cold steel bed. And that is why Lee loved his granddaughter, Li Kun-yi, so much. She got married 5 years ago and has 2 children now. You can say that this is Lee Teng-hui's deceased son, Li Xianwen. This is over here, and this is Lee Teng-hui. And this is, the son and father together. And also we talk about the granddaughters getting married. This is when they got married and take the photo. And this is Lee Teng-hui at that time. And B, I want to talk about former President Lee Teng-hui's health become the focus of the international media. Google Trends show that research about Lee Teng-hui soared from less than 1 to 100 between 9 and 12 p.m. yesterday. Lee used to visit Japan frequently and meet with Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. And Japanese people also left messages to wish him good health. 98-year-old Lee Teng-hui was a successor to Jiang Jingguo, the son of Chiang Kai-shek. Lee was also the first democratically elected president of Taiwan. He oversaw the development of Taiwanese democracy. And that is why people here gave him the nickname, Mr. Democracy. Second issue I want to talk about, mysterious packages sent from Taiwan. Canada reported that some citizens received a mysterious package from Taiwan ROC, and there were seeds inside. This attracted the attention of Taiwanese officials since many Americans receive a package of seeds from China. And why is it from Taiwan this time? Here are the results of the investigations. A, the package did come from overseas, but it's a so-called overseas referring to China? It's not confirmed yet. B, Zhonghua Post stated that they received an overseas package with a request to forward it to Canada on May 19th. And the problem is, are these seed packages related to the packages that were sent to the U.S. from China? As of today, there have been 17 million people infected with the coronavirus worldwide. These mysterious seed packages are fanning fears of the pandemic. Taiwan government will look into it. Here are the top stories. Today, we have 0 confirmed cases. Talking about a Hong Kong issue, 4 students were arrested in Hong Kong for inciting secession on Wednesday. You can see that they are 3 men and a woman aged between 16 and 21, and who were former members of Student Localism, a pro-independence youth group, and it was disbanded in June before the passage of a new security law. But the international branch is still running. And this was the first operation done by the new National Security Department. Senior Superintendent of Hong Kong New National Security Law, we're talking about the unit Li Guihua, say that our sources and investigations show that the group recently announced on social media to set up an organization that advocates Hong Kong independence. But I think this is ridiculous. It's like fear-mongering. The students' localism has already disbanded in June, locally in Hong Kong, and they're just between 16 and 21 years old. They only post something online about Hong Kong independence. This shouldn't be sufficient reason for arrest them. Well, something like this will never happen in Taiwan or even in Hong Kong before the new national security law was passed. And it's pathetic. that China feels the need to arrest teenagers. As tensions rise between the U.S. and China, the Washington Times published an article to reveal that the U.S. will order a drastic reduction in Chinese diplomats amid surge in spy cases. They wrote, according to senior State Department officials, the Trump administration's plan to order China to reduce diplomats posted in the U.S. by August to level equal to the U.S. diplomats stationed in China. The former announcement will be expanded this week. The action seeks in part to reduce the burden of FBI, who has devoted 2,000 special agents to catching Chinese spies and their agents. On the other hand, U.S. Congressman Ted Yoho introduced the Taiwan Invasion Prevention Act on Wednesday. And the act stated that there are 3 circumstances to authorize the U.S. president using force to protect Taiwan. And what are they? They are, first, a direct attack by China's military. Second, the seizure of Taiwanese territory by Chinese forces. Third, the endangering of Taiwan's military forces or civilians. Also, the act also accomplishes the following. First, establishes a combined military exercise between the U.S. and Taiwan. And second, urged the U.S. trade representative to enter into negotiations with Taiwan on a bilateral trade agreement. Third, encourages the U.S. President or Secretary of State to meet with the President of Taiwan on Taiwan soil. And fourth, welcome the President of Taiwan to address a joint meeting of Congress. Besides that, we know that U.S. Senator Cory Gardner called on U.S. Trade Representative to initiate bilateral trade agreement negotiation with Taiwan. And he said that despite the most favorable environment for U.S.-Taiwan bilateral ties in recent memory, there has been no substantive progress on bilateral trade negotiations. I look forward to make the U.S.-Taiwan BTA, as a bilateral trade agreement, a reality in the 116th Congress. Well, we can see that the U.S. officials think that the ties between U.S. and Taiwan are friendly, but not enough. So they want to do more. Other than that, the Australian media, The Australian, published an article, and the title is Learn from China, Learn from China, and Make Our Interests Paramount. And they wrote that Australia and the rest of the democratic world should not leave China under any illusion that we will tolerate a forced reunification with Taiwan. Equally, no obstacles should be placed in the way of a peacefully agreed reunification with Taiwan. Well, that is a point of view from the, Australian media. In the end, I want to share with you something happened in Taiwan. The chairman of Far East Air Transport, Zhang Gangwei, who has remained in custody for the past 4 months and showed up with completely white hair today. And you can see that this is, this was Zhang Gangwei 4 months ago, and this is Zhang Gangwei today. He has been accused of misappropriating around 3.5 billion NT dollars from Fed, and also the chairman of the First Financial Holding, Liao Canchang, who was also accused and resigned immediately today. Well, this is kind of something big happened in Taiwan. We will talk about it tomorrow if something new happening. And that will be the view for today. I'm Catherine Chang. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.